Hello and welcome to the Cowboy for Game Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, Oceanics 2025 special. Joined by a bus, seemingly. But also joined by Ben from Nolan TCG.
Hello.
And Jert.
It is Jert now.
Jert, hi.
Go Jert.
How was our Oceanics, gentlemen?
Oh, we're getting right into it. Okay, I was going to say we're coming to you lovely from Not the Poolside podcast, as we expected, because it's currently
You were
replaced
either
by
getting...
a toilet.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
you'd get a fine view of some demountable bathrooms, because
Yeah.
they haven't been fixed for the 2 years since we've been here.
Yeah, so last Oceanics at the same venue, the toilet broke. Toilet's still broke, so they have some actually rather nice demountable toilets. out
They
there.
are, in terms of demountable toilets, the best quality of demountable
It
toilets.
was a sensationally surprising shit. I don't know, I just wanted to make it happen. I didn't even shit in the toilet.
Did
I
you?
felt like doing
I
some
thought you
alliteration.
didn't shit outside of your home.
No.
He thought about it though.
You did.
I was in there for a piss and I was like, I've got options. Yeah, so oceans. We started with me, I guess.
Yeah.
We just kind of started talking.
Yep.
It was fine. It was fine. We're gonna go through round. We'll go through round by round because Jake prepared.
I have notes.
Jake's prepared notes. So my round one, I
I
played
would've forgotten.
against Crystron. My round one lasted 5 minutes. My opponent could not have opened a 5 better cards to beat me, so I was like, sat down. I have one die roll and was like, sick. My opponent rolled Snake Eyes. I was like, that was where your bad luck stopped. Yeah, got like double charmied into Ash for he like had the ability to hold the Ash for my turn to stop the disruption, and then also fucking had other stuff. I was like, yeah, sick,
It's the
awesome.
worst part about MPT.
There's also a droplets, and I was like,
Oh god.
yeah. Each time I gave him like one draw for each Molchami, and I was like, yeah, sick, awesome. This is good for me. Then proceeded to win my next 3. All pretty standard matches, to be honest. Like, nothing really stood out in any of them. 2 were Mitsu Raziel. I opened, for like my first 4 rounds, I opened quite well. To my own detriment, where when I'm one die roll, I was like, sick, 2 more chummy. Awesome. But yeah, for the first like 4 to 5 rounds, I was in the game for pretty much all of them. Round 5, I lost to Mitsu Raziel. Again, got bodied. Like, drew no hand traps into the full Protoss lock, and then bricked game 2. Was like, yeah, cool. So it was like 7 minute, I think.
Yeah.
He was at least quick at getting through his combo once he realized I had no hand traps, which was nice. Round 6 was where I made my probably only misplay for the weekend. Cost me the match, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. I had a Bestial in hand, and then was like, well, I can't use the Splash Mage yet. I have to use the Bestial. And then I just didn't use the Splash Mage. Like, it was, I summoned it, just didn't use the effect. Yeah, don't know why I didn't do that, but it is what it is. So that was what put me to 3-3. I then won my next round after that, and then eventually got eliminated in round 8. Overall, like, I played quite well. A lot of my losses were just simply to going second and not having any hand traps.
Yeah.
Anytime I had a playable hand, it was quite a good back and forth kind of deal. I had a pretty fun time. I can't complain. Cool.
I only played 6 rounds because I ended up going. Oh, was it 6? No, 7 rounds. I went. My round 1 opponent was a Malice opponent. He just saw Lancia more because I was playing Crystron, of course. They saw Lancia. I didn't. Round 2, I versed Fire King, pretty much bodied him. Round 3, I then versed Malice again. They saw Lancia, I didn't. Round 4, I versed Mitsu Raziel. That was a good game. We went to a game 3, getting close to time. I got nibbed, but I had Cluster and Gamma in my hand, so I ended up popping my own nib token to be able to Gamma his normal summon ice effect, so that kind of won me the game with Horus coming back and just attacking for game.
Yeah.
What else? Then it comes to round 4 where I versed Blue Eyes. It was a good game 1. He won it. I won game 2. Game 3, he was pretty much on drill beam, set back, kept on going back and forth each turn, but he Lanciered me 3 turns in a row.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. Round 5 versus Mitsu Raziel, I was very down playing this game. I wasn't really talking to my opponent. I was just trying to get through it, eventually won it. And then round 7, I versed another Malice. Again, I didn't see Lancey. And he did. Overall, Oceanics it was okay. I wish I could have topped, but...
Yeah, it is what it is. Josh topped. He's over there.
He did. Yes. So,
Jake's comprehensive list.
very comprehensive. So,
Soon to be available in the Discord.
yeah, we'll see. So round
For a
was against
price.
Blue Eyes. Was looking back on it now against Ahsoka. So well done to him. So won the die roll. Got hit by Ash, Fua, and Nib. So didn't win that one. Game 2, I drew the cross out for the Fua. And then I continued to combo no problems. I think by the time I'd gotten to Allied Code, he's just like, we'll just move on to Game 3. Game 3, I had Perulia, but double backup and Wizard in hand, and not much else. I probably used the Impulse at the wrong time. I could have gotten at least one draw, but looking at what my top deck was, I don't think it was really going to save me. I just drew bad.
Fair.
It happens. So I lost that one. Round 2 was against Unchained Fiendsmith, a matchup that I'm very familiar with, to a point where I knew what his cards did better than he did. I had to correct him on a lot of things that didn't target, on how effects resolved and all that kind of thing. So that was fun. So I won the die roll, and pretty much just kept him off being able to destroy anything, anytime. Even he tried... It seemed very much that he'd drawn the Abominable Soul, the one that, if somebody's destroyed it, summons from hand and then discards to pop.
Yep.
And he was, adamant on trying to destroy something. So I just said no at every point. Then, what was it? Game 2, he sets up Caesar, about... and I think the Soul of Rage was already on there, the link to. So I sales banned the Caesar, and had Mirror to negate the Rage, and then I kind of forgot. I got too excited to start punching into stuff, and I forgot to reset a trap with old mate Whitebinder.
Okay.
And linked it off a little bit too early with no way of getting it back, so then I was a little bit stuck. But then he also didn't have the resources to get back in enough to end me. Ended up finishing on an SP, and then I drew another sales band and sales band the SP and continued on. Round 3 was against Fiendsmith Mitsurugi Raziel. I lost the die roll, impulsed the ritual, impermed the normal summon, and then just walked all over them.
Okay.
Game 2, I dropped a Fuelos, but he played around it, and I probably should have drolled. I was in the hopes that he would summon more from hand, because that's kind of what that variant of the deck is known for, but he just committed as little summons from hand as possible. What was I up to? So he set up 2 rituals, Wave King Caesar, 2 set cards. One of them would have been the trap, one of them would have been the spell, and then finished with a normal summon of Fossil Dino. So I was like, well, shit. Can't do much about that. But then game 3, opponent opened Lancia, and then Ash my backup. I made an SP just to set up some level of disruption.
Yep.
He used the hand effect to ritual summon, the hand effect of the ritual to search. I drolled that, and then debarriered the ritual. Draw phase, he drops Meows. I just get it to White Rabbit, White Binder with double trap set, and just punched him with White Binder 3 times per game. Then round 4, Mitsu Raziel again. I get Ashton nipped again. I impulse the ritual. He attempts to duo drive, but I'd set up to do the MPT, so I banished it before it could resolve. Game 2, I forward. He didn't summon anything from hand, and I shouldn't have procced the Dormouse until after I'd linked it off.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
And then game 3, I asked his full, got to full combo, and like before he even started his turn, it's just like, if you show me the draw, I'll scoop. And I was like, there you go. Round 5 was against Apophis Fiendsmith. Game 1, he did the Featherstorm combo, where they set the monster that makes itself a wing beast.
Yeah.
And he just flipped it. Like, he hard opened the Featherstorm and used Still Hat to set the wing beast maker. I was like, well, fuck. Fuck me, I guess. Game 2, I got fooled on a terrible hand, so I just set D-barrier and passed. D-barriered off of his duster, and he searched the thing that like banishes a level 10 from deck, so I dropped my Lancia because I knew A, it was going to be a crosshair target, B, I know that deck needs to banish stuff to do stuff, so I had that. He uses talents to shuffle back my impulse, and he just had one set card and the man with the mark. And I drew Dormouse, access to White Rebel, White Binder again, and both traps, and just punched the man really hard for game. Game 3, I impermed the man, impulsed the trap summon, and then went off again with another impulse ready if you tried to negate stuff.
Okay.
Round 6, Mitsurugi Fiendsmith. Lost the die roll, didn't have much in way of disruption, so he just rolled me game 1. Game 2, I opened awful, but so did he. I had called by and triple tack, which kept me in the game, so ended up getting that one in. And then game 3, I had no meaningful interruption, and I got protossed.
Okay.
Cool.
And then round 7 was against Josh.
Winner tops? Not required, but
I got fucking sacked. My hands
he's in that line
were
right now.
borderline unplayable. They were so fucking bad. It was the worst shit I'd seen, not just of the day, I think for months. I haven't opened that bad for so long. It's so dumb.
At some point over the weekend, I won in my opening hand. Going first was Formal Charmies and MP07.
I wish my hands could do that. My hands were not capable of doing that. My hands were ass. So yeah, I lost that one. Game 8 was a mirror match against Malice. Game 1 had a bad hand, but drew the right card from the top. I didn't give myself much notes for that. Clearly, I thought I would remember what it was. Game 2 had a bad hand, and so did he, but edged it out eventually. Game 3, I dropped Fua, so he used up all the banish effects rather than summoning from hand, so that I wouldn't draw as much. But then he went to do backup from hand, and I dropped the Perulia that I drew off of the Fua from the one summon from extra deck. Then he foregoes summoning a binder and goes straight into like wizard summon and then go into allied code with only the red ransom as the target. So I use Magnamut on the red ransom so he doesn't get any summons. He did have to call a judge over and he's like, if I didn't summon off that, am I still like locked out of summons? And the judge was like, yes you are. So he just had a red ransom floating, but he did have the trap. And then in end phase, I search my Druid, banish the white binder, so he hasn't got an easy banish to get access to MPT. And then link off, get rid of the allied. I won't go through the whole notes. I have like a whole fucking thing here. But yeah, basically won the game 3 off a reasonable back and forth in that little window. And then the final round was against Fiendsmith Mitsu. Didn't see much of the Fiendsmiths, to be honest. Game 1, I go first, get Perulia for while lost and impermed. Can't really do much. Game 2, I drew Mischief of the Gnomes, which is just a fucking game winner against that variant. And then game 3, dropped 2 more Charmies, didn't draw a great deal, and then got Lanciered.
Okay.
So yeah, my record was 5-4. I was 5-3 right into that last round. Given where I was placed in hindsight, it wasn't likely I was going to make it into top 64, but it felt like I was in it till the end. And like there really wasn't a lot of windows in the day that I feel like I made a monumental fuck up. Like I don't think there was any point where I was like, oh yeah, if I'd done that, I would have won. So I can't be too upset.
I just had that one. I feel like I played pretty well.
But yeah, the venue was again good, relatively spaced out.
Good venue.
Yeah.
I didn't react that we only had one vendor.
Yeah, not having a second vendor was a little bit annoying because I feel like they knew that they were the only ones selling stuff. So yeah, not great in that respect. But I suppose another thing to talk about is the actual sort of representation that we had. So over the 294 decks we had...
We're still not 100% sure that this data is correct, by the way.
Yeah, apparently this count is up for debate. But as of last check, of the 294 decks we had, 19 pure Mitsurugi, 71 Mitsurugi Ryzeal, 61 Malice, 13 Ryzeal.deck type variants. So I imagine that'd be the Heraldics, the Onomatas, and all that stuff.
We're fairly certain that that's meant to be a bigger number.
Yeah, almost definitely.
Yeah. Because there's like 8 in Top Cut, and we know at least 8 people playing that deck that missed Top Cut.
Yeah.
Yep. 10 Blue Eyes White Dragons.
Yep.
14 Vanquish Soul. And 106 other.
Yeah. Well, there's probably... Yeah, fill out those numbers a fair bit. It felt like there was a lot of Mitsu Ryzeal in the room.
There was a lot of Mitsu.
Anytime I looked around, I was looking at a lot of it. I played a lot of it. It actually... I haven't tested a whole lot of Mitsu Ryzeal matchup. I thought it was quite easy.
It is.
If you open any form of disruption, it makes it much more easy to play against.
Yeah.
Droll really hurts the deck, so if you open up Droll, it's just pretty much game over
I
for
have
them.
Droll all weekend.
Just stopping the ritual summoning.
Yeah, like the amount of times I just held an Ash Blossom for when they went to ritual from deck.
Yeah.
Because they do the ritual from hand and get rid of like someone like the shitty ones. And I'd be like, I'm just going to hold this for when you ritual from deck, and then no big guy, thank you. It worked. Every time it worked. Also just banishing it from grave, impulsing it when it's in grave. Impulse came in clutch this weekend. Big thanks to Kurt for letting me Impulse.
Impulse is amazing.
I won so many games because of Impulse. Just being like, here we are. Good luck.
The disparity between the strength of Purge and Impulse is actually insane.
We'll find out next format when Purge is going to be getting played a lot more.
True. And then the ultimate winner was Heraldic Ryzeal, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Hair looping, yay!
Woo!
White Forest came second.
Well deserved from Dino.
So neither of the
After
two decks, again.
Topping an Oceanic, after winning an Oceanics and not getting to go to Worlds, he gets to actually go to Worlds now, which is good.
Yes, well done to Dino. But yeah, neither of the two decks that people feared the most were in the final match.
No.
It's funny how our two most recent Oceans were won by decks that just pretty much OTK.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Can't lose if your opponent can't play.
Exactly. If you win on turn 0, like, guess what?
Win die roll.
Then we'll have K9. It won't matter anymore.
True.
Yeah, I suppose we're in a bit of a lull now until
1 month
events start.
doesn't matter.
I'm excited for K9.
K9.
I played Gamma in my list, and I loved it.
Okay. Played a 1 of Gamma.
One of
I can't
Gamma,
believe it worked.
it did what it needed to do. Delta Ritual Summon. What are they going to do?
Sure.
K9's just Gamma at home, so give me K9. And Yummy.
And you get the turn skip. I think we're getting that Paradise Smasher banned like immediately.
Immediate.
Anyway.
Not before they get some money from it.
I think it'll be a rare in the...
Not so much from
reprints, and then
reprints,
it's
just the
gone.
fact that people will try and buy into K9 on the fact that they can go,
Oh yeah,
you can't play.
we're getting a ban list in August, and you better fucking believe that card is gone.
At least we hope so.
Yeah.
We've thought...
There'll be like 1 or 2 weeks after the release, we'll get a ban list and they'll ban it. So we'll have 2 weeks of having the turn skip.
We're gonna get some Ryzeal card. We'll do a ban list at a different date. We don't need to talk about it now.
Yeah.
I have some pretty solid ideas of what a ban list is gonna look like now.
So, moving on to some news. So firstly, we start with Master Duel.
Oh my god.
Huge update to the meta for Master Duel. Malice has arrived. So basically the new pack, which is called, I think Struggle in Wonderland. So it's come out with 3 archetypes, 2 of which you don't really need to care about. Malice, obviously. Then Tenyi and Battle Wasps.
Oh my god, we finally got Battle Wasps. I'm gonna Dude, so much
They-
stinging.
They could have just released Malice, and it would have sold just as well.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would make zero impact.
It's also like all ultra rares and all URs and SRs.
Yes, so for the ultras, we'll quickly go through. So obviously, Heart's Crypta, the white rabbit, the dormouse, and the field spell, all ultras. The supers, Chessy Cat, Malice in the Mirror. And Marsh Hare is also an ultra.
Yeah.
Expensive deck. Royal deck. Who's going to royal all that out?
Jesse Cotton, and that is all.
He's T.
I'm not out here to wail.
He's T.
He'll do both.
Bofa?
He still needs to get
Both.
Trivi Karma.
Hmm?
I've looked this up. He has everything royal in T besides Trivi Karma.
That's right. Tribute Karma's so annoying when you open it.
Well, do you want it to shine?
I hate drawing Tribute Karma. It sucks. It sucks so much. But then, I mean, it's nice that some other decks are in there, but
Yeah.
Malice is going to be a huge swing
Once
to
you're
the
in the
format.
main deck in best of ones.
I haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet for the
I mean,
6 games I played.
Give it time. But to celebrate this, to celebrate the 10th billion pack opening, we get some more packs to open. So over the course of 7 days,
1 gigabyte update.
for 7 days, every day that you log in, you will get a pack of the Struggles in Wonderland, 2 of which will have an SR guarantee, which isn't ideal because all the cards you want are Ultra.
Yep.
Except for the SRs.
I,
Because there's like 5 of those too.
I did get a sparkly Chessy Cat from my one.
A sparkly one.
Sparkly.
He goes,
Sparkly.
We got some accessories as well. So we've got a background of the Liberator Ito.
Yep.
That 4,000 unaffected thing looks
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool, kind of useless.
Yep.
But then we also got a new bundle for Malice. So this includes, for 1,500 gems, you get 10 packs of the new pack. You also get a Malice and Underground background, which is the field spell art.
yep.
You get the Malice in the Mirror sleeve. You get a red ransom sleeve and a white binder sleeve. You get a Malice in the Mirror icon. You get a Malice a mate base. And I feel like there's a field, but I'm not sure.
Is the sleeve like it changes throughout the duel to white binder red?
Oh,
ransom?
yes. It is a deluxe sleeve, so it'll flip between the two.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. I do remember seeing that.
I'm never going to touch this deck ever again.
Really?
Yeah, I'm done. Someone buy my Malice.
It's so weird the decks you fall in love with.
I'm done.
Look at man. Look
Oceans
at
is
Yummy.
over. I don't have to touch it again.
Yummy's great. He's not going to sell Yummy.
Should you say that? If there's an impending ban list, he's yeeting them.
Yummy's not going to be
Nah.
that pricey though.
I bought my half case. I'm fine. Someone buy my Dragon Tail stuff.
But then through the week, we also had some other news. So we have the return of Lost Arts again. Everyone's
Oh my
excited for
God.
Lost
Yay.
Arts, I'm sure.
We're reprinting a bunch of cards that have just come out
Yep.
as Lost Arts.
Yeah. So the ones
One
that
of
we're
them's
getting.
not even released yet.
So the ones that we're getting, Blackwing Armed Wing. I don't know what the
It's
censorship.
got guns.
Oh, it does. It does actually just have a massive gun.
Yeah. Blackwings have guns, Jake.
No wonder they're so powerful.
Yeah,
It's not all
guns.
this bird flying
The
around with
bird.
swords and shit. No, you just get fucking shot.
Gofu got banned because he has a Glock.
We have the backup Adignista to show you more ass.
Yes.
We have Odohime for similar reasons. Oh no, sorry, abs, thigh, and I'm sure a little bit of booba. We've got Goddess of the Two Sides for some armpit.
Yeah, I thought that one was weird.
You'll like that.
It's like the armpit people out here would be pretty happy.
And then Magical Musketeer Calamity, which is also for some ass.
I don't even know what card that is.
That one.
It's one of the
That's what I expected. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Mm.
that card.
It's the one that I expected to be the one that had the lot.
Well, it's like, oh no, I think there's 2 women cards in that archetype, right?
Yeah, but the other one's that has a respectable career.
She's a lawyer.
Yeah, I think so. It's something like that.
So you can expect to see those in store. Who knows? We never get told when they're there.
3 months for us.
But we never get told when new ones arrive, and like, at least you and I are spending more than enough to be fucking thrown them.
Oh yeah, I've been
And
there.
we
I was
just
just
never
like,
get
can I
told."
take this?
Literally, it's like 5 months after they're like even released, we just get presented with the box, and it's just like,
Hey, these have been sitting here a while. You guys
Yeah.
probably take them. Yes.
yeah. But speaking of cards that you can possibly get, we have new information on the 2025 World Celebration cards.
Not the French cards.
It is the French cards. So from August 30 to September 14, celebrate the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2025 at your local OTS in North, Central, and South America. Attend the celebration events for a chance to win exclusive prizes while embracing the thrill of the game. So even though it says more info, there is very little
There's
info.
no more info.
But basically, they've confirmed that the French Breaker and the Mirror Force will be the cards inside the envelope for the 2025 pricing.
Okay. The World's Day prizing cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Aside from that, what else do we have? We
What
have.
day is that? World's Day.
Well, it said from August 27, right? So you'd assume late
Okay, so
August.
that weekend.
Yeah.
Sure.
We did have some new cards announced from Dude. So, admittedly, both of these are a little bit terrible. We've got a retrain of the little level 4 lizard thing, Onomotokage.
Oh yeah.
What?
That guy.
Yeah.
Kagatukage. The new one's
it's
called
a retrain. Yeah.
Onomotokage.
So it's always treated as a Zubababa, a Gagaga, and a
it's just
Gogogo, and a Dododo
Generic level
card.
4
Yes.
combo
Yeah.
stuff.
If
Yeah,
you control a Zubababa, Gagaga, Gogogo, or Dododo card, and this card is in your hand, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field.
So same thing as the other card.
You can banish this card from your graveyard, return up to 2 Xyz monsters from your graveyard to the extra deck.
It's a fine card.
It's
If you're
cute.
playing that deck, it's been a
Yeah.
while since I've played it on a map. What'd you play that in?
Raziel now.
Yeah.
No, you used to play it in Are the Earth deck. Not Gem 9. The other ones.
Machine.
Adamancipator.
Adamancipator.
Yeah.
I'd legitimately forgotten what it was called for a second. And then moving on to the next terrible bit of support.
Search your entire deck.
We've got Reignite the Fire with Hell Punisher, or Infernal Punisher for us, because we can't say Hell.
Yeah.
That's a banned card.
Yeah.
Activate one of
Did
these
that a lot.
effects, but you can only use each of these effects of this card's name once per
Does it
turn.
link 2?
No, this is the spell. Bad spell. Add a water dinosaur monster from your deck to your hand, then if your opponent controls the monster, you can special summon the added monster.
Water Dino.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you can summon Frostosaurus.
Sure.
And then tribute one monster, or tribute one monster, special summon one level 6 or higher fire monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, but its effects are negated unless it's a themed.
Oh, this is the GX card.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's got, I don't even know what monster 6 are. Well, one of them's Water Dragon, but who knows what the fuck that is.
I forget the dude's name.
Bastion.
Yeah, don't know.
Bastion. That's
I don't know
his
what that
name
is.
Yeah, I didn't watch GX, so I don't get the reference.
It's fucking water dragon and something.
And then finally, this is support for Dude, but it's in the tactical try. At least I think so, or maybe the opposite way. It's support for the tactical try, but it's in Dude.
What card is it? The Sphinx.
We've got the link to Levitain the Burning Blade.
Actually,
Yes.
not that bad of a card.
2 fire monsters during the main phase. Tribute one other fire monster, then target one fire monster in your graveyard with the same original type at a lower level. Special summon and defense. If a set card in your spell and trap zone would be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, banish this card instead.
Yeah. It's a fine fire extender. You can use any deck to make Snake Eyes.
But then more importantly,
Snake
we've
Eyes
got a
support.
new piece of spirit support. This one, Ikiji Sayori Hime. Cannot be special summoned. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. If this card's in your hand, you control a monster with 800 attack or defense. You can immediately after this effect resolves normal summon it.
Yep.
If this card is normal summoned, add a level 4 light or dark monster with 800 attack or defense from your deck to your hand, except for it's a copy of itself, and then bounce it back to you in the end phase.
I haven't looked into what the card pool is for this, but there has to be some.
Well, it's
really
all the
good
level 4
application.
fairies, like the... I was going to say their names, I don't know their
Name
names.
one level 4 fairy that's done anything since 2013.
The fucking level 4 ones that normal summon themselves.
Oh, the Saitama.
Yeah, Nikitama, Saitama.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kaleido.
That's not a fairy.
Ryziel.
I'm talking about the Ishiju cards.
Oh yeah, those did too much.
Yeah.
they were killed.
They're level 4
How
fairies.
much attack defense does X Ryziel have?
X Ryziel.
Yeah.
I think it's like 800 attack and like 15 defense. Why?
Because it searches a light or dark with 800 attack or defense.
There is a very close chance that this card searches X Ryziel.
500.
It's 500?
Oh,
It does not
no,
search
too
X
small.
Ryziel. What about Ice Ryziel?
500, 2000, and then you got Ice Ryziel, which has
I feel as though
17, 1000.
Oh, it doesn't search either.
It doesn't add any
Oh,
of
no.
them.
Yeah, I feel like that is very much by design. Outside of that, there was a brief change to the American Nationals system, that they've now got a new bracket, Tier 5, which is for 1,025 plus duelists.
They're
I'm sure
expecting
that
a lot of
has,
people to have qualled.
even though the system doesn't really allow for that as much anymore.
Oh, it's not about us. You also got to remember that if they have a 1,000-person regional, 100 people get room votes.
True. Yeah, but that concludes us for news. So we move on to questions. So, if you weren't aware, we do have a Discord. Link is in the description below. Feel free to jump in, say hi, and ask us questions. Our first one this week comes to us from 696. What is the most iconic video game line that still echoes in the depths of your mind?
Damn. Didn't expect
It's a very prophetic sounding question, but really it's what's your favourite video game?
No, it's not a video game line. Bragg someone with statement.
The Wizards on the Moon.
The Wizards on the Moon.
I don't know what game that's from.
No.
I'm going to need more info about that, but we'll get to that later. And by we, I mean me, off camera.
Probably the Pokemon Red. There's someone else has already beaten the Pokemon League. That line, I can't remember what the specific line is, but I remember when I was a little kid and that fucking came up, I was like, which motherfucker beat this first? Fuck you, this took me 4 years. Go fuck yourself.
I don't know.
So
Don't
when he says
really-
video game line, does he mean like a vocal line? Or-
Yeah, like your main
Okay,
character
okay,
says.
okay,
Like,
'cause when I first
let's
read
go from Mario.
Let's go. It's Sunny.
I forget what my grandson's name is. Hat. Okay. For me, it's probably in Final Fantasy X. Like, it has no place because it's like the sort of mystical, like fucking elves and Guado and shit. And some
Guado was there.
Well, that's what the species was called. It was like an elven type thing. Anyway, the evil guy tells someone to be quiet because someone's doing something, and the protagonist just goes, "Make me!" it's so dumb.
I don't have one. I don't have one.
Got nothing?
No.
I already gave mine.
All right, next question is again from 656. My phone keeps taking me out of Discord. It's very annoying. It is, who is your favourite character in the Straw Hat Pirate Crew from what season? I have not watched One Piece enough to answer this question. Ben.
Monkey D. Luffy,
Yeah,
because he's the only one I know.
Okay,
My
great.
answer's Zoro. I really liked when...
When he had the sword in his mouth the other way?
No. I really liked when he sliced that Z into that lady's dress.
Shut the fuck up. Next question and penultimate question from Falcon Waffles. Hello, guys. I'm back again with a trilogy of questions. So,
God.
question part 1. What did you think of the OCG teching the new DM support in their decks?
Didn't notice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just summoning Dragoons to then do other stuff.
It's in Dragon Tail, right? Or
The new.
No,
I
it'd
didn't
be
think
from
the
the.
tactical
It'd be
try
from
was
the.
out yet.
It'd be from the tactical try.
But it's not out yet.
Is it not?
I'm just assuming it means
It was.
there's probably
it did,
YouTube.
It did. Release this week.
We just got the link to announced yesterday.
What link to?
The link to. We talked about the fire one. It's in tactical try.
I think that's in Dude.
yeah.
It's support.
Oh, I thought you said it
for-
was.
I couldn't remember which way it was.
Okay.
The way it was phrased was ambiguous.
Look, I haven't seen any lists, and I was looking at OCG lists today. So like,
We were prepping for Ocean.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd say it was cute if it wasn't just summoning a negate, like it's all little boring. Yeah. 2. What is your opinion on seeing Hero with the new support topping 3rd and 4th at the most recent OCG event?
I also missed that as well.
This was on Tuesday. This question was posted on Tuesday.
Finally.
I
They finally did something.
They still don't have a negate.
I didn't see.
They just
any
got
of this.
lucky.
All I paid attention was to Japanese WCQ. I didn't look at the others.
You know how in DDD they gave them that pendulum that's like if you've met certain conditions and you summon it, your opponent can't activate monster effects from the hand?
Yep.
Why can't they give Hero that?
Well, they did.
No, they didn't.
The issue. Oh, they can summon it now. That's what.
No, but that's a targeted negate. You can't
Yeah.
target cards in hand.
No. But they have a negate. They can make their negate. Finally.
Poor bastards.
Third part.
It must be really bad being a Hero player.
Yes.
Yes.
Third part is I'm getting yummy, a real deck.
Yep.
What version should I run? Right now he's thinking a small Sky Striker package and heavy on hand traps.
Yeah.
That's the
correct.
build I want
Go
to
and watch the
build.
video.
Yes,
Introduction to
Gaiden-
Yummy. There's going to be
Gaiden.
some options there.
Nolan TCG. Where Yummy...
So-
me and Ben made a Yummy...
Yeah, we made a half an
Video.
hour Yummy
Yeah.
video.
A video longer than the podcast.
Yeah, just skip to the end. Skip to the end of it. There is
You haven't been going
3
that
deck
long.
lists. The Sky Striker one's probably going to be the best way to start.
Yeah, but he started recording before we recorded these.
Like 30 seconds before.
Yeah. And then final question is from Jesse.
Yay.
This was questioned at midnight last night.
Yeah.
2 hours before he left the apartment.
Also gonna just say it was at 10:49 last night that he posted this question.
3 hours before he left the apartment.
We were having fun. You were in bed.
Didn't mean I was asleep.
No one said that.
I'm going to sleep halfway through this podcast.
I have a question.
You don't have a question. Jesse has a question.
I have a question on behalf of Jesse. Who won bowling last night?
I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it!
Technically, no one.
I fucked it up on the last frame.
It was definitely not Jert.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Jert fucked it up on the last frame, despite the fact that he was losing by 40 going into it. He just
Yeah, he came painfully close.
Jert got a
I lost
strike
by
and then an
2.
8.
By 2.
Yeah,
Wait, do you know how Brog went?
no.
No?
69.
Oh, nice.
Left-handed Ben did really well.
So Jert will be sending us some QCR harps soon.
He's got to go gamble at the casino tonight for that money.
Yeah. But that concludes us for this Oceanic special. Thank you all very much for listening and watching. If you are watching along, feel free to like and subscribe. If you're listening, feel free to favourite, jump into our Discord, ask us some questions, and we'll catch you all next time. Peace.
Bye.